cauliflower as the Rorschach test of the vegetable world. Some people pick up a heavy, creamy white head of cauliflower and they see pizza. Some people see rice. Other people see thick steaks. Personally, I see my parents arguing about money after I go to bed. Wait, what? Whatever you see, and whatever that may mean about you, there's no denying that cauliflower is one versatile veggie. But before we head into the kitchen, we first have to take a trip to the farm. Let me explain. The white part of cauliflower is known as the curd. I really love that name because it does look like a creamy mound of ricotta cheese. The cauliflower curd is white because it is self-blanching. And by that, I don't mean that it cooks itself in heavily salted water until crisp tender, though that would be cool. No, this type of blanching happens in the field while the cauliflower is growing. Green vegetables turn green when they are exposed to sunlight, which is required to synthesize the green pigment chlorophyll. The technique of blanching purposefully keeps out the light to keep out the green. To keep some asparagus white, farmers mound soil around the stalks as they grow. Cauliflower is self-blanching because it does the job itself by enclosing the curd in leaves while it's growing. Trim those leaves while it's growing and you can make green cauliflower. But there are other cauliflower colors to choose from. There's a kind of yellowy orange cauliflower that gets its color from carotenoid pigments, and there's purple cauliflower which is packed with the pigment anthocyanin. And then there are other brassicas that are closely related to cauliflower. There's broccoflower, which is a trademarked hybrid of broccoli and cauliflower. That has the texture of cauliflower but more of the flavor of broccoli. And then there's the showstopper of the brassica world, Romanesco. It has a greenish yellow hue, mild cauliflower-like flavor, and a striking fractal-like pattern. These are all beautiful to look at, but they're even more fun to cook with. So let's go to the kitchen. When I was growing up, one of the most common ways that I saw cauliflower served was as raw florets next to a tub of ranch dressing. I always marveled at the fact of how much ranch dressing I could infuse into those florets and still have them taste like crunchy styrofoam packaging. Well, there's a better way to do it, and it's blanching. No, this time I'm not talking about keeping it white in the field. Now I'm talking about cooking in heavily salted water until it's crisp tender and then shocking in ice water. That's good cauliflower. But there's a lot more to cooking cauliflower than just that. Like its fellow brassica, the Brussel sprout, remember when we talked about them? Cauliflower flavor is only created when cell walls are damaged. When you cut, crush, or chew cauliflower, an enzyme called myrosinase is able to come in contact with sulfur-containing compounds called glucosinolates, and they really hit it off, creating new flavor compounds called isothiocyanates. Think of it like a meet cute, except instead of a 90-minute romantic comedy, you get flavor. You can change the flavor dramatically by browning cauliflower. Sliced into wedges and roasted in a hot oven, cauliflower develops meaty depth. And because it's low in sugar, we can roast it and get really deep browning for intense flavor without it tasting burnt, the way something like high sugar carrots would. And I guess in that way, it is an awful lot like a steak. Cauliflower flavor also changes dramatically based on how long we cook it. Check out this experiment. I cooked batches of cauliflower in water for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60 minutes. I had my colleagues taste both the cauliflower and the cooking liquid and describe the flavor. They really are very good colleagues. The change in flavor was dramatic. In the 10 to 20 minute range, the cauliflower had a green and sulfurous flavor. In the 30 to 40 minute range, the flavor was nutty and buttery. Once we got past 50 minutes, we'd driven off so many volatile flavor compounds that it basically just tasted bland. Now that test wasn't just science for science sake. Let's put it to use in a super creamy, super cauliflowery soup. Sorry, you were waiting for steak, rice, pizza. Well, stick with me, and I might just change your mind. First, I'm gonna cut some 1/2-inch little florets that we're gonna use later as a garnish. Now, I just cut the rest of the head into 1/2-inch thick slices. Half of these slices will go into the pot early, so they'll cook for about 30 minutes. And that's right, you guessed it, turn nutty and buttery. And I'll add the rest about halfway through, so that batch cooks for about 20 minutes. It's gonna provide us nice, sharp, green cauliflower flavor. A larger range of cauliflower flavor in one pot means greater complexity, but we're not done yet. Now we take these little florets that I cut and cook them in butter until both the butter and the cauliflower brown deeply. Once again, we have the lovely Maillard reactions at work here, so this smells and tastes incredible. Now it's time to puree the soup. Now most creamy vegetable soups contain, surprise, surprise, cream, which adds a lot of richness but can really dull the flavor. The fat in the cream does lubricate our tongue so that the soup feels really, really smooth. But the neat thing about cauliflower is it easily purees into a super smooth, super creamy consistency. No cream required. Now we just ladle the soup into the bowl, spoon on our brown florets and plenty of that brown butter, hit it with some chives, some black pepper, and this is definitely how to eat cauliflower. Thanks for watching. What do you see when you look at a beautiful head of cauliflower? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time.